Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, uncharted wilderness. The path ahead is shrouded in mist, the destination unclear, and the only certainty is the ground beneath your feet. Yet, in that moment of uncertainty, you take a single step forward. That step, small, shaky, imperfect, holds the power to transform your life. As John Bingham so brilliantly said, "The miracle isn't that I finished. The miracle is that I had the courage to start." This is the story of beginnings, of daring to move forward despite the unknown, and of discovering that the greatest victories are born not from perfection, but from the audacity to try. Let's dive into a journey that will inspire you to take that first step, conquer the mountains in your mind, and embrace the extraordinary life waiting for you. We all stand at a starting line. Whether you're a runner poised on the blocks, a student burning the midnight oil, an entrepreneur sketching out a bold new venture, or a parent striving to build a brighter future for your family, you share a common thread with every dreamer and doer: the moment of beginning. It's a moment pregnant with possibility, where an idea flickers in your mind like a distant star. But here's the catch. Ideas, when you're at the bottom looking up, have a way of playing tricks on you. They loom large, heavy, and insurmountable, like a 2,000-ton boulder blocking your path. They whisper doubts. This is too big. You're not ready. You're not enough. But what if the boulder isn't as solid as it seems? What if it's not a barrier but a mirage, a facade waiting to be dismantled? The truth is, the miracle of beginning lies not in slaying mythical giants or scaling impossible peaks, but in seeing the world differently. You don't need to be a demigod from Mount Olympus to move forward. You need only the awareness that every towering obstacle can be broken down, piece by piece, step by step. You are not most people, not because the world has handed you a golden ticket, but because you choose to see through the illusion. You choose to believe that you are bigger than the sum of life's challenges, and in that belief, you find the courage to begin. Let's be real. The hardest part of any journey isn't the mountain ahead, it's the battle within. Our thoughts are our mightiest adversaries, far more formidable than any external obstacle. While a roadblock in life asks only that we adapt, our minds can conjure monsters that paralyze us. They spin tales of failure, self-doubt, and worst-case scenarios, transforming a simple step into a leap across a chasm. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if I've gone too far? These thoughts aren't just distractions. They're the seeds of destruction, rooting themselves in the fertile soil of our fears. But here's the game changer. You don't have to outrun these thoughts. You don't have to silence them. You simply have to move forward despite them. Forward motion is the antidote to fear. When you take that first step, you strip those mental monsters of their power. You prove to yourself that the boulder isn't 2,000 tons, it's a pile of pebbles you can clear away with persistence. Life, at its core, is solvable. Every problem has a solution, every setback is a setup for a comeback, and every bad chapter ends. But you'll never know that if you let the mountains in your mind stop you from starting. Consider this. Navy SEALs, some of the toughest humans on the planet, operate by a principle that shatters the myth of mental limits. When your mind screams that you're done, that you've hit your breaking point, you're actually only at 40% of your capacity. 40%. You haven't even scratched the surface of what you're capable of. The exhaustion, the discomfort, the uncertainty. Those are just fear's opening act, trying to trick you into bowing out before the real show begins. But when you push past the panic, when you refuse to let what-ifs dictate your reality, you unlock a reservoir of strength you didn't know you had. Your body doesn't control your mind. Your mind commands your body. And when you decide to keep going, the world bends to your will. So, how do you begin? How do you summon the courage to step into the haze when the path isn't clear? It starts with a shift in focus. Stop staring at the mountaintop, majestic and intimidating, piercing the clouds. Instead, look down at your feet. Right now, your job isn't to conquer the summit, It's to take the next step, to move forward into the unknown, not with certainty, but with trust. Trust that the path will reveal itself. Trust that you'll adapt as you go. Trust that the act of beginning is enough. This isn't about grand gestures or flawless execution. It's about small, deliberate actions. It's about signing a contract with your future self, a promise to move forward one rock, one step, 1 second at a time. Let today be the day you declare that no obstacle is too big to break down, no dream too vast to pursue. Let it be the day you stop being held captive by self-doubt and fear. The road ahead isn't the problem. It never was. The problem was waiting for permission to travel it. So give yourself that permission. Meet life head-on, trials and all, because you are built to rise to the challenge. When doubts creep in, whispering that you're in over your head, recognize them for what they are, not truth, but noise. They're the last gasp of a fading illusion, trying to derail you from your destiny. You don't have time for make-believe monsters, not today, not ever. So keep moving. Map the unknown, tame the untamed. Live your life the way it was meant to be lived, boldly, fiercely, unapologetically. Here's a truth that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. The best things in life come with the biggest price tags, not in dollars, but in courage, resilience, and faith. The victories that define you, the transformations that shape your journey, they demand something more. The word extraordinary itself tells the story. Derived from Latin, it means outside the normal course of events. To live an extraordinary life, you must step outside the comfortable, the familiar, the safe. You must be willing to pay the price of discomfort, uncertainty, and effort. As Robert Frost so eloquently put it, the best way out is always through. You don't get to redefine reality by standing still, hoping the world will rearrange itself for you. You do it by facing the now, squarely, fearlessly, fully. My own journey is a testament to this. The greatest adversary I've faced wasn't a string of misfortunes or setbacks. Those came and went, and I found ways around them. No, my fiercest foe was my own belief in what I thought was normal. For too long, I waited for change to happen to me, expecting the world to shift in my favor without my lifting a finger. But that mindset stripped me of power. It placed control in the hands of circumstances. No. Everything changed when I took accountability, when I stopped running from problems and started storming the castle instead. Greatness lives in the discomfort, in the organized chaos of the unknown. It's not about avoiding the hard stuff. It's about charging through it. Because when you do, you discover that reality isn't fixed. It's malleable, bending to the strength of your will. The mind, like water, is both a source of life and a potential destroyer. It can fuel your dreams or drown your ambitions. The difference lies in your permission. When you refuse to let fear take root, when you push past the limits your mind tries to impose, you unlock a world of possibility. Here's a profound truth. You are the author of your story. The narrative you believe shapes the world you experience. If you see life as a series of impossible challenges, every pain becomes a wall, every setback a dead end. But if you believe in greatness, if you expect solutions and opportunities, your body and your world will listen. As the old saying goes, seek and you shall find. What you look for is what you get. Henry David Thoreau captured this beautifully. We are constantly invited to be who we are. Life is perpetually extending a hand, urging you to break free from the confines of routine and expectation. Taboo, the invitation is always there, waiting for you to accept it. But too often, we lose sight of this. We get caught in the grind, checking boxes, following rules, and forgetting why we're even driving the car. We live to do instead of to be. A friend recently shared a book with me called The Photographer's Playbook, a collection of life lessons from creatives. One insight, from photographer Andrea Parletto struck me deeply. She spoke of hibernation, stepping away from the daily grind to reconnect with the question that defines us. Who do you want to be? Not what tasks you need to complete, not what society expects, but who you are at your core. When you strip away the noise, the shoulds, the musts, the routines, what makes you you? What makes you smile? What sets your soul on fire? Bronnie Ware, in her book, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, found that one of the greatest regrets people have is not living a life true to themselves. Don't let that be you. You owe it to yourself to define your vision and align your actions with it. Anyone can move through life on autopilot, but the ones who make every step count, who breathe life into their authenticity, they're the ones who accept the invitation to be who they are. They're the ones who never look back. Life is a delicate dance between staying and going, between anchoring yourself in who you are and chasing what you can become. It's about holding fast to your identity, your voice, your vision, your unique spark, while evolving into the next version of yourself. It's about staying away from the misaligned ventures, the toxic relationships, the empty pursuits that don't serve you, while staying close to the things that do. It's about staying in when it's time to invest in yourself, to grow, to learn, but knowing the fun, the escapes, the distractions will always be there when you need them. Stay the course, even when it's hard, when the glamour fades, when the storm clouds gather, because it's in the storm that you discover what you're made of. It's in the struggle that you see the stars for the first time. And no storm lasts forever. Stay humble, knowing there's always more to learn, but don't let humility stop you from moving with conviction into the unknown. Stay hungry, stay driven, stay fixated on the next adventure, but stay grateful for what you have now. Without gratitude, the pursuit of more becomes a hollow chase, a life without meaning. This balance, staying and going, accepting what is while pursuing what can be, is the formula that connects the dots. Stay who you are and go where that truth leads you. Stay because your identity is your power, your foundation, your story. But go because progress is happiness, because meaning is forged in overcoming, in slaying dragons just to prove you can. Dream of new realities, but stay awake long enough to make them real. Here's a final truth to carry with you. There are no wrong turns in life. Every step, every stumble, every so-called mistake is a brick in the path you're building. The problem isn't that you took a wrong turn, it's that you stopped walking, questioning yourself, losing faith when the answers were right there. Every decision, every action hands you something new. Wisdom, strength, a lesson that expands who you are. Take my podcast journey as an example. It's been a wild ride, full of twists and turns. I started waking up at 5 a.m. to write episodes 5 days a week for 100 episodes. Then I tried weekly interviews, switched to a few days a week, went back to 5, and finally realized I could repurpose YouTube content for the podcast, getting 10 times the impact with less work. I could look back and call those early mornings or format changes mistakes, but that would miss the point. Every step taught me something. Every wrong turn built the path I'm on now. And a year from now, today's mistakes will be the foundation for where I stand. The goal isn't perfection, it's persistence. It's promising yourself you'll do something, even if it's messy, even if it's not the right thing. Because those wrong turns, they're not detours, they're destinations. They show you new routes, quicker paths, or even better horizons than the one you planned. Life isn't about getting it right. It's about trying, adjusting, and refining until the world around you reflects who you are. You are your own experiment, and every step is a chance to discover what's possible. The miracle isn't in finishing, it's in starting. It's in daring to take that first step, to see through the illusions of fear, to trust that every obstacle can be broken down, and every dream can be chased. Life rewards those who move, who adapt, who refuse to let their minds dictate their limits. You are not defined by your doubts, but by your decision to act despite them. So here's my challenge to you. Take one step today. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be big. Just start. Write the first sentence of that book. Sign up for that class. Have that tough conversation. Whatever it is, let today be the day you sign that contract with your future self. And then share your story. Drop a comment below. Tell us what step you're taking, what dream you're chasing. Let's inspire each other, lift each other up, and build a community of starters, doers, and dreamers. If this resonated with you, hit that follow button, share this with someone who needs a nudge, and join us on this journey of courage and growth. Your voice matters, your story matters, and your first step could change everything. Let's make miracles together.